All right, so it's February. Woo! We made it. All right, so the shortest month of the year. Some good stuff happening today. If you're a stacker, you like this type of stuff. You like dumps, and we're getting a good one today. So I figured I never make these videos. I never talk about dumps like this and to back up the truck and all that stuff. But I figured, hey, why not make a video? I have some time today. Why not go ahead and talk about it and what's taking place? Why is it dumping like this? Well, if you guys have been paying attention, and I think 72% of you guys aren't subscribed, by the way, hey, go ahead and subscribe. If you don't like the content, you can always unsubscribe later. Trust me, stick around, you might like it. All right, so the jobs data, that is what came out today. And that was a huge report. 517,000 jobs created in January. That's pretty big. That's a big month. The unemployment rate fell to 3.4%, which is the lowest it's been since May of 1969. Pretty good news, right? And also, I am going to touch on Tesla here in a little bit. So stay tuned. Okay. I know some of you guys are big Tesla fanatics. I know my dad is for sure. And he's stoked right now. So stay tuned for that. So the unemployment rate fell to 3.4% versus 3.6%, which was what it was expected. The labor force participation rate edged higher to 62.4%. That's a pretty big jump. We were trending down since July, and then all of a sudden, boom, big jobs report. We have been hearing a lot of layoffs recently, and this report is pretty good, but it's not in the categories that we kind of like to see. It's mostly in the leisure sector, leisure and hospitality, which makes a little bit of sense because I have a few friends that needed to get second jobs, and they couldn't make ends meet. And that's because they have obligations and they just can't meet those obligations. They were trying to sell homes or whatever, and they just had to get second jobs to make things happen. So this does make a little bit of sense as far as that is concerned. But the government jobs, 74,000 government jobs. I wonder what those could be. All right, so a broader measure of the unemployment that includes discouraged workers and those holding part-time jobs for economic reasons also edged higher to 6.6%. The household survey, which the Labor Department uses to compute the unemployment rate, showed an even bigger increase of 894,000. What does this do? Okay, so Wall Street's thinking here, and this is why you're seeing the dump in silver and gold. Wall Street thinking is, hey, maybe the Fed can, negotiate a soft landing. I'm not saying he can or can't. It's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is why silver and gold are dumping, and I'm just giving you the overall indicators. All right. Normally, January and February, we see these pullbacks. February, we see these pullbacks. It's not uncommon. You're going to probably see a nice little jump probably at the end of March. So you kind of want to average into this market right here. Wall Street's thinking that soft landing is possible. Also, this does give the Fed ammunition to keep raising interest rates because inflation is still high. And one of the mandates of the Fed is also employment along with inflation. So this still gives the Fed opportunity to keep raising interest rates to combat high inflation, and he can just peck away a quarter basis points or 50 basis points at a time. It's something to consider, guys. Maybe 2023 is not going to be the year where you see all the rockets like everybody has been talking about. So I'm pretty stoked. I know it's not much of a dump, but a 2.5% dump in gold, that's a pretty good dump. It's not enough to make me run out and buy a full ounce today. I would like to see a little bit more pullback. I wouldn't mind going to buying a few ounces of silver possibly. And I'm probably going to go check out and see what my silver dealer has locally in stock, see what kind of prices he's got going on. I'm just going to keep a closer eye on what's taking place. I'm not going to read too much into it, but I am happy. I am excited about the precious metals like most of you guys who watch this channel. But hey, just stay tuned, man, guys. Don't get too upset. Don't get too bothered. If you're not selling, it doesn't matter anyway. If it's dumping, guess what? You can get more for cheaper. That's what this day is all about. And it's pretty fun to actually. I enjoy it whenever it's going down like this. It gives me the opportunity to rein in on stuff that I like to buy. And hopefully we get the premiums to come down with it, but I seriously doubt that. I'm pretty sure the bullion dealers are going to hold tight or hold fast to their current prices. All right, you Tesla nerds, diehards, whatever you want to call it. How about that new tax break? Huh? Okay, so I'm going to touch on that, but I got to say I did buy a little bit here a couple weeks ago, and the reason why I did so is because it felt like Bitcoin was slowly stopping the dump, and it felt like it had bottomed. And I figured since Tesla owns Bitcoin in its treasury and it dumped about as much as Bitcoin has dumped, I figured that maybe they might be tied together a little bit of correlation there. So sure enough, I put a little bit of cash in there just to see what would happen, and it has been pumping pretty hard. I want to say it was at 197 here a little bit when I checked it, and I want to say I bought it at 118. So pretty good percentage jump. Pretty happy with that. Don't know how much it's going to go up from there. I think it's up 8% today, which is pretty good. So what's going on? So the U.S. Treasury is changing its definition of an SUV to make more electric vehicles from Tesla, General Motors, and others eligible for the $7,500 tax credit. It changes it. It went from $55,000 and it's going up to $80,000. So that encompasses a lot of Tesla's vehicles, and that's good news. It's a good indicator, and this might be a time to sell the news, not buy it, right? Sell the news. Might be time to take a little bit of profit. So I figured I'd give you guys an update on that. I know I spoke about it in the beginning of the video. And yeah, good sign, good things like that, guys. Sometimes you just gotta read those little tea leaves. And man, it's whenever you dot the lines and things just, because if you look at that chart says, do not buy Tesla. That chart looked like trash. But sure enough, I read the little correlation there, and I made a little bit of profit on that. I think I'm going to take some of that profit. All right. So I'm going to leave you with that today, guys. I appreciate you watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Keep grinding on your stack.